Alright guys, so today we're going to build this box that can move anywhere on your window, and it has a little bit of a lag to it, but today we're just going to figure out how to build it, and it's going to have that lag, but that's something I'll make another video on how to fix that. But for now we're just doing this where we can just grab it and put it anywhere on the page. Alright, so as you can see, we're building this app in Svelte, and we have a little bit of a skeleton of what we're building, and I'll have that file available at the bottom of this video so you can download it as a starter file, and you could build along with me on this video. So the purpose of this video is to build a box that's movable anywhere on your screen, but instead of just having a plain box, I like to have a little square that says grab to act more like a native app window, kind of like this Chrome window right here, where you can grab it and you can drag it all around. But you can't grab it from the middle of the application and drag it around. You have to grab it from a certain spot. And I think that's a better little user experience than be able to just grab anywhere and move around. Because like maybe you're making this into like a settings box. If you had a big settings box, you don't want to be able to just grab the box anywhere and move it around. You want to be able to grab it from a certain spot and like this grab spot and drag it around. If you make the whole box movable, it's just going to be a little bit funky when you're using it and moving stuff around in that settings box. Like let's say you have a slider or something. If you try to grab that slider and slide it over, the whole box would just move over. So we're building this so you have this little grab box, you move it around. So, all right, let's get started. So first thing we want to do is make the box draggable. Put that to true. And then we're going to make the little grab box draggable as well. Put that to true. Save that, and now we can move it, either the grab box or we can move the whole box. So that's a little funky. We don't want that. We want to be able to grab it from this little box, and when we grab it, the whole box goes with it. So for that, we're going to make this grabbable true and false. We're going to make it into a variable. So we'll put that as draggable. And then we'll add the variable here. Let draggable equal false. So we'll have it equal false at first, and once you click on this little grab box, we'll have it turn to true. So let's do that. So we will add a, let's see, we will add a drag start. So on Svelte, all events you use as on, and then you put drag start. So on drag start, you want to call a function called drag start. So we will create that function right now. Function drag start. Oops. All right. So we will have that function drag start, and on that function drag start, we're going to toggle functionable to, not functionable, draggable to true. All right, so that's all we need to do for the drag start. And then we're going to also add a on, let's see, on drag end. All right, and we're going to call that function drop. So we'll create another function called drop. And let's do a console log. so we see when this is called. Called. All right, so we save that and we grab it. Wait a second. All right, let's make sure everything's working. Let's console log this as well. Let's console.log draggable. All right. Let's see what's going on. So we got drag start. On drag start equals drag start. I spelled something wrong. There you go. There was no space between these. You couldn't see it because of the text wrapping, but there was no space between those. So that's what was going on. All right. So now we grab it, and you can see right when you grab it, it turns true, and then right when see I haven't let go, so it hasn't logged that call, but right when I let go, it calls called. So drag start toggles true right when you click down, and drop it's called right whenever you let go. So wherever on the page you let go, it's called. All right. So we got that. Now we're going to let's see. Yeah. Let's go to our style, and we're gonna add a root to our style. So we could use some CSS variables. Root. And then we're gonna call this one exposition. Yeah, exposition. And we're going to use these right here on left and top. So exposition, we're going to make it 5 pixels. So that'll be the starting position, 5 pixels. And then we're also going to add another one called Y position. So we'll put the value at 50 pixels so it matches the start position. Then we'll go here to box, and we'll use the CSS variable for X, and here we'll use the CSS variable for Y. There it is. So we refresh it, and it starts at the same spot. But the reason we did this is so that whenever we move on the page, we'll be able to get the X and Y position with JavaScript and change this root variable in CSS with JavaScript, and that 5 pixels and 50 pixels will change to whatever pixel we land on the page. So for that to work, we got to do a couple things. All right. So we're gonna add some more variables. Exposition. Oops. Exposition equals an empty string, and then we'll add Y position equaling another empty string. All right. So we have those ready to go, prepared, so that when we drop it, we will know where. All right. So we'll delete this console log, and then we'll get we'll go to document element dot style So here we are setting, the CSS variables x position, and we're going to set it to the x position variable we have in JavaScript right here. All right, and then we're going to do another one. Just copy that. We're going to do one more. The exact same, except this one is for the y position. All right, so there you go. So now if we save this, nothing's changed. But if we go here and we put this to, let's see. All right, let's put this to 100 pixels, and this one, let's put it to 200 pixels. So we save that. Nothing has changed yet because remember we got to call the drop function. So if we grab it and we drop it, it moves. So what happened there was when we grabbed it and dropped it, it called drop and it changed it to the variable that we have here. But we want to be able to get the variable from the screen wherever we move our mouse and we drop, we want that value to be inputted here. All right, so let's do that. So in order to do that, we got to make this whole page, which if you see right here, it's the whole page, 100 view width, 100 view height. So there's a box covering this whole page. So right here on whole page, we want to put on drag over. On drag over, we want to call move. So now we're going to create another function called move. Oops. There you go. All right. So on move, we're going to have an event, and we'll call that E. So E equals event, which is called right there, or window dot event. All right, and then we're also going to call it E dot prevent default. We're going to call E dot prevent default. All right. Now we are going to find where on this page we are moving this box. So to do that, we're going to create a variable called drag x equals event dot page x. So page x is going to tell us where on the page on the x-axis we're at. And then we're going to do the same thing. Drag y equals event dot page y. All right. So now we'll know on the page where we're at. So let's console log it so we can see what it looks like. So we'll go to drag x and drag y, and we'll console log that. So when we grab this, see how wherever we move on the page, it's showing us first the x position and the y position. So if we go up here to the top of the page, we're at real small numbers because we're up here in the top corner. We go down here to the bottom right corner, we're at a lot bigger numbers because we're in the far corner from where we started. All right, so now we see how that looks. So we're going to delete this console log, and we're going to assign x position to drag x. Oh wait, actually, first we're going to use a template string. because we want to be able to add pixel, the px after. So we'll do that and then px. So we'll copy this, copy. All right, and we'll change this to y. Change this to y. All right, so now we save that, and now we are going to now we're gonna save that, and we are able to move it around. So what happens is when we move it around, we're dragging over the whole page, and that's calling move. And move is assigning the variable drag x and drag y wherever we are on the page, and then we are taking that value, adding a px to it, sending it over to the x position and y position variable, which is right here, the let, and then that variable is stored in that x and y position. But when you let go, it calls drop. When it calls drop, it assigns the CSS variable, x position and y position. It assigns these right here the value of drag x and drag y. So that right here, where is it? Right here on your left and your top, it's reassigning these variables. So that's why wherever you drag it, it puts the box. Pretty simple, right? All right. But we have a problem. If you open it here in Firefox, we were using Chrome before. This is Chrome. Here on Firefox, refresh it, it doesn't work. Now in order for it to work on Firefox, we need to add this little string, this little code. All right, let's delete this. And this code is event data transfer set data text plain text empty string. And then we save that, and then it works on Firefox. Now there's the only problem is when you're moving around, you're not seeing the box move around with you, which I don't really like. Let's see what's different. Yeah. So we need to copy this, and we need to add it to move, so that when we're moving in it, this box moves with it. So now we save that. There you go. Now the box is moving with us. There it is. And that's the end of this video. Alright, thanks guys.